today is January 31st. It is 5:30 and we are going to start this special meeting, council meeting. We're gonna start with pledge, and Eric, are you gonna do the prayer?
I'll do prayer, yeah.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we come to you right now, Lord, praising your name. We thank you for making the world, making us, and giving us all the blessings that you've given us over the years, Lord. And tonight I ask you to come among us and help us to make the decisions we need to make, to be good stewards of the county taxpayers' money, and just help us to do the right thing and follow your will in all things. Thank you for sending Jesus to die for us, Lord, and in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
And we are all present except for Diane. She couldn't get off work. So, first thing on the agenda is the public defender's budget, the emergency additional appropriations.
All right, so just real quick, hopefully I don't see you guys until July again when we're talking about budget. I usually try to stay out of your hair, but I've given you a handout, 3 pieces of paper. Quick, the front page is just kind of an overview of where we are at, our current contractor, so you know where the money is going. Our budget's pretty simple, as you can see on that third page. We don't have many ins and outs. Our biggest line item is that public defender line item. That is our contractors that we have our individual contracts with those defenders on that front page that handles the majority of our cases. When I came last summer, we requested the same amount of money that we had in that calendar year, the 2022, for 2023. As usually, we had some discussion about funding and remaining compliant. And I can talk pretty loud, but if you guys can hear me, just tell me. There we go. And then between that and the adoption of the budget in December, there was some loss in communication, I think would be a fair way to put it. Lindy's nodding her head. That I was asking for, or going to have an additional spot. We have to stay compliant with state guidelines to continue to get reimbursement. Big picture, we get 40% reimbursed from the state of any dollar we spend on public defense that's not touched to a misdemeanor. That is subject to change each year. The governor's budget that he has proposed does actually now include 40% reimbursement on misdemeanors. So this number could greatly go up if that would be the case. But for now being, it's 40% of all misdemeanors. So big picture there is about 40%, a little less, because we do have misdemeanor cases. Each quarter we get reimbursed from the state. So we get a check back or a direct deposit back into the general fund. So that offsets what the county funds are used on actual public defense. So we need to make sure we stay compliant. We are compliant, and the state predicts us to remain compliant throughout this year. Unless caseloads would go crazy, we need to stay with the current number of contractors we have. That is the request, is to get us to that number of the 463,750. That is an additional appropriation of 77,500, and that's the request.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Remember all this, Eric?
Yeah, we've already done that. Basically, we've already done that.
Approved advertising.
Right.
Approved.
Yeah. So remember, this is, we were given the wrong number of public defenders.
Okay.
So
But I thought why are we doing it again?
because we gave permission to advertise, but then it came to the new council, and the new council has not yet approved the appropriation. So I'll entertain a motion to approve an emergency additional appropriation of $77,500 from general fund to, and I don't know the line item number.
It was on that third page,
To line
30.
30900. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion that
Make a
we
motion?
go ahead and do that.
I'll second it.
Okay, I have Eric making a motion, John Collins, right, John,
Yep.
yes, John Collins, second, all in favor? 7-0?
6-0.
6-0, sorry. All right.
Thank you, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You can have it if you need it.
I'll have a reimbursement. And I used to send them by DocuSign. If you want me to do that, I can send you a CD by DocuSign so you can take a closer look at it.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yep. Perfect. Thank you. So y'all have a nice evening.
Thank you. Auditor, I believe
Do
you
you have, yeah,
Salary
the salary ordinance,
correct.
the correction, did you have that,
You talk, okay,
Did we
the
get-
first one we have,
did we get that fixed?
would that be on Michelle's person?
No, this
No,
is
the rounding.
the
issue.
rounding.
We decided not to do that, I think is what Debbie told me yesterday. Didn't she talk to you? Did Debbie talk to you about that?
No.
We decided not to do it.
Okay, I talked to her yesterday because she'd erased all the numbers that we had done. And I said, did you make a copy of it? She said, no. She said, remember the council said that it wasn't worth changing.
No, I don't, we never said it was not worth
Okay, then
changing.
we're gonna go through there and redo that again.
Okay.
And we'll get you a total
Okay.
number. Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay, let me, take this line.
Did anybody, I guess maybe, we did have kind of a little back and forth the last time I talked to you about it, way back in the last meeting. But I mean, wasn't it some kind of standard procedure type thing, or is it something we need to fix, or?
What it'll be is because it was just a rounding error,
Yeah.
that it will make a little bit of difference in the pay between what the budget says and what's actually paid out.
Yeah.
But like I said, she'd written on a signed copy, so she erased it, but she did not make a copy before she did that. So we'll have to make a copy, refigure everything, and then we can come back with you on the total number.
Okay.
So, that's what we've done there, so,
So, we need to table that then?
yeah.
So I'll entertain a motion to table the, okay,
Second that.
table the salary ordinance correction. You,
And we'll do that to the 2/14 meeting.
yeah. All right, I have Miller, John Miller, motion, JR second, all in favor to table? 6-0.
John made the motion, who second?
Me.
JR.
Okay.
All right, next we have the health department.
I think we have my non-medical case managers on the, just for clarification on the salary ordinance. I'm not sure what they are on the salary ordinance, but either way, that's the same position, and then they're being paid correctly, so I think you were gonna just make sure that the salary
There
ordinance.
was one that had a $2 difference, and they were paid differently.
It should be the
correct?
19
Like from
something.
June, is that right?
Yes.
Okay,
Something. If you need me to have the exact date, I can get it to you,
I
but.
might email you and find
Okay,
that, and
that's
then I'll
fine.
have it ready for the 2/14.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, the request I have tonight is that, I'm sure you've heard that we took, Lisa Howard from the auditor's office over to our department. And, they're both administrative positions, but she was making a 78 cents, higher rate here at the auditor's office. So what I'm asking is that, one, she can be paid her same rate of pay, just transferring to another county department, doing an admin, similar like job. And then my administrative position, who's actually training her because she used to be in the position that Lisa took, also be at that same rate of pay, because I feel like that would be the fair thing to do, as both being administrative positions. So I'm not asking for an additional appropriation because I think I can swing it within my budget, just doing some transfers later on in the year. And there was like a gap of that position was kind of vacant for a week. So I think I can swing it, but that's my request tonight.
Okay, so,
Was that a new position?
Nope.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
she's-
Patty retired, and then I had some people kind of like switch over, and so then we had our vital records position come up, and that's when Lisa from here took it over. But she was making $18.38 here at the auditor's office. That position on the salary ordinance only pays $17.60.
So that's what Patty was making, at 1760?
It's vital records, so that position was actually filled by April Turley, who's been at my office for a few years, and so she's training Lisa now on that position because April has now taken over the administrative position in my office, and so I'm asking that one, Lisa be able to carry over her same rate of pay from the auditor's office, and then April, who's been in my office and is training Lisa, be bumped up to be the matching salary.
Well, you didn't answer my question.
I'm sorry.
Is that what Patty was making an hour?
No,
Okay.
no, that was not her position.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I think her position makes 19 something. I have to remember off the top of my head.
So did you and Lisa talk about the rate of pay?
She's fine if it has to decrease, but I feel like being just a county to county position and it's administrative, like the responsibilities are very similar, that I feel like it is comparable in pay.
Well, it's not gonna cost us anything.
So my budget is a tax rate. So I get my own taxes, and so the money that's in my fund does not revert to general or anything like that. So I carry over a balance every year. And if you were here the 9th when Baker and Tilly were here, they were talking about departments having like a 15% in reserve at the beginning of every year. Right now mine's about 50%. I started the year with about 200,000 and my budget's just over 400,000. So I have money to do this if I do need to do an additional appropriation, but I think I can swing it. It's only like a couple $1,000s at the end of the day. That's not going to be so much of a hit to my budget as, a $15,000 health insurance increase, something like that. So I think I can swing it from my budget just by moving stuff around. So yeah, does that answer your question? Yeah. Okay.
so you know for sure that do you have the money when you say you think you can swing it? Is this something that?
I mean, I know I have it if I were to do an additional appropriation because I have that big reserve money. I started the year with 200,000 in my bank, my cash, right? So if anything, I have to do an additional appropriation, but what I prefer to do is try to move stuff around through line items first before I come to you guys and ask for an additional appropriation of any kind. So, and I don't feel like I should ask for an additional appropriation until later in the year whenever we are into, where it's only January, so. Try to save other ways and then move money around before asking for an additional appropriation in January, is the way I look at it.
Okay. All right, well, Eric, do you have any questions? I figured I'd ask. I figured I'd ask before we start.
You usually
this.
ask questions, so.
Well, not really questions, but
Okay.
comments, I guess.
Sure.
I don't think that, I want to say it nice.
No, say it. Yeah,
I don't want to be mean. I've been sick, I don't want to be mean. She voluntarily took the demotion,
Yes,
and so.
and she did not ask me to come do this. I felt like this was.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And so, if everybody would take a demotion and then come in and say, well, now I want to make what I made before I took my demotion, that'd be kind of sketchy. And so, and the other thing is, we gave everybody raises and gave everybody a bonus.
Right.
And so, I just kind of,
I guess to me, it's the same responsibilities. So it's like if you, just because for some reason, and I can't explain why, there's a difference in an admin person who, makes a little bit less in the health department, makes a different rate at the auditor's office, makes a different rate at community corrections or clerk or wherever it may be.
How did the 1760 come about? Is that what that job pays at the health department?
That's what that job pays currently right now.
It's at the health department. So who was currently doing that job before Lisa done it?
April. And she took over as our admin assistant. So I had Patty who retired.
Yeah.
My admin assistant moved into Patty's position because she had been at the health department. It'll be 5 years this year. And then April took on the admin assistant job. And then that left the vital records position open, which that Lisa then took over from the auditor's
My
office.
question, if you hire somebody off the street, you'd have to give them 1760.
They would make 1760, yes.
So that's-
Yep, and so then like I said, I just felt like Lisa already being a county employee, making what she did, it just felt like it should be fair to ask for her to keep that. I mean, I think it's like an employee retention, right? Like she is doing very similar responsibilities, keeping within the county. And again, like I just felt like that was fair. That's why I'm asking. She didn't ask me to do that, and it's like I said, I think I can swing it within my budget. If not, I have plenty of money in my additional appropriation if I needed to do that. I don't think a couple $1,000s on basically an 80-cent difference is gonna hurt my budget compared to, like I said, a health insurance increase or something like that. I'm also saving money this year because I don't have to pay someone who's been at the county for 25 plus years a longevity check. So I think I can swing it.
I just feel like it's a slippery slope changing salaries in not outside of budget time. Whenever we've said it, we're coming in with a preset budget that we really didn't have eyes on, and now we're gonna change someone's rate of pay.
That's kind of my job though, as a department head. Like that's my job
Well, if it were,
responsibility
then
is
you
to
would be able
manage
to do it, not come to us.
Well, I can't change somebody's salary without
Right.
coming to you. Right, so that's why I'm here. I'm just saying, like, I've looked at my budget, I think I can manage it, and so that I'm making the appropriate steps to ask you guys of changing someone's salary, which is under your
Okay,
jurisdiction.
Bad press against us.
okay, so do I have a motion to increase Lisa's new position?
The vital records
The vi-
position
thank you, the vital
to
records
1838.
to 1838, and to increase the registrar,
The admin
the
assistant
admin assistant
to be the
position
same.
to 1838. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion, yes,
You make the motion?
yes.
Do I have a second? Anybody? Anybody? No? Alright.
You gotta vote on
Well, I guess I can second it, to vote on it. I think bringing it to us at budget time to switch everything around, which is partly, I think, what, as a board, a council, we're going to try to do at budget time is get everybody, I'm not gonna say equal, but on equal footing, on equal ground, because there is such a disparity. So I'll motion to second. All in favor? Against?
Okay, thank you guys.
Thanks. Okay. All right, so the next one we have is this special invoice approval for the Mitchell Allen Ritz Architect. It looks like we have two invoices, one from July 1st through September 30th for $12,000, and one for October 1st through November 17th for $4,000, totaling $16,000. What little information I have about it is I believe maybe that this is the architects that Judge Mount used when he was discussing his courtroom. But that is all the information I have on it.
Who authorized the $16,000 for these?
It says two Scott County Commissioners. Randy, do you have any information on that? Do you know?
I don't know who okayed it to come to us,
Okay.
none whatsoever.
Oh, she said Judge Mount did.
Can we table that until we are able to find out?
Can we ask him to come tell us if he ordered it or if it was ordered through the commissioners or?
Yeah, we can table it and we can, try to get some more information on it, and if we need Judge Mount to come to the February meeting, or, maybe you can go back and see if maybe somewhere, somehow, the commissioners approved it, because.
We never approved, for the architects to hit us for the money.
Okay,
So it got slid in some other way.
okay.
Let's put that
It's
way.
been pending since July of last year.
But you guys did approve, I think, in
We
the,
approved for them to be paid.
to be paid in the January 18th meeting, so.
But we didn't approve it come to you guys.
To be paid.
Yeah, I thought it was actually coming out of the,
ARP money?
no,
Oh, okay.
no, I thought it was gonna actually be coming out of the judge's budget.
Okay.
The judge is the one who's been talking to mostly about what changes he's wanting to make and the things that he wants. So,
Okay.
I think it's appropriate
To
to
take,
find out.
okay, so I have,
I've not been able to find out anything, I've made a lot of phone calls.
okay, so I have, I think
I'd make a motion.
yeah.
I'll second that.
Hold on, I gotta get my Johns right. John White, motion. Collins, second. Okay, all in favor? Yep, all in favor to table?
Ask one question real quick. Can I mop this floorway real quick?
Sure.
Yeah.
You guys gonna be about 20 minutes or so?
Yeah.
All right, sorry to bother you.
You're fine.
Thank you.
So do we need to ask if he can join our meeting or send some insight on it or something?
Yeah, Jennifer, if you could ask Judge Mount to either send a letter or explain to us how this came to us for
Who approved
who
it?
approved it to come to the county to pay. Alright, so the next thing that we have is the correction of the ordinance for the sheriff's commissary. When we did the original, resolution, when we read the original resolution, there's a scrivener's error. The resolution number was originally 2022, so we need to correct that to reflect 2023. Can I have a motion to correct resolution repealing and replacing resolution 2019-022 of the Scott County Council and establishing disbursements from commissary according to IC 368-1021?
I'll make that motion as read.
Motion. Okay, I have JR motion, Miller second, all in favor? No opposed, nothing, okay, so 6-0, okay. And we determined that the original one was 2023 R1, right? 'Cause that's
Yes,
the
it'll be
first
one.
Alright. And then the one thing that was not on the council meeting, agenda is when we did the board appointments, we were given, I don't know if it was misinformation, it was, our dates got crossed up. So Carol Deaton with the library trustee, she is actually not up for, reappointment, so she will, I need a motion to retain her. Actually, I don't need a motion because she's not up, so she will just have to, she's staying on the library board until her appointment is up at the end of this year, I think.
So
Well,
this is wrong.
actually, what it was, Darlene Hall
She's
called me.
4
She
years.
is at the end of her term, but she gets another 4-year term, and she wanted to keep that 4-year term, is what Darlene was saying.
So she's asking to be reappointed.
Yes,
She's
and
at,
see, the way the paper looked, it did look like she was at the end, but she was asking to be reappointed.
but we have the,
She is at. the
She
end
is
of
at the
her
end.
so this is,
That's the way I
Her
understood.
term ended.
Yeah,
Who
on
we want to
2022.
Replace her or not is gonna
Correct.
be the question.
Right.
then why are we back here? Cause we,
Well, Darlene called and asked if we could put her back on the board.
okay,
And then she also called me today, and there is there's a person, it's a commissioner's appointment that cannot be re-added, and they asked if maybe you would step in and do that one.
We can't if
Can I
it's
do
their
that?
appointment.
yeah.
So, if you would be willing to do that in that place, so I don't know.
Well, the commissioners won't put a council member
Yeah.
on.
Okay. Well, that was what Darlene called and asked me if that could
I
happen,
think
so.
we need to leave it just like we done it, if we just replaced somebody on the board,
Right.
which is our prerogative.
Right.
before.
Okay, so we're going to
Board appointments as stand.
board appoint for the library trustee Carol Deaton, library appointment as previously voted on will stand Johnny White.
Okay.
Okay, and then the last one on that one is the River Hills Board. We had appointed, Adam Bomar, and it has to be a member of the council. So we have to remove him,
What's it on?
the River
River
Hills Board,
Hills.
River Hills Board that we put Adam on, that has to be a member of council. So we need to remove him.
So we need a motion to
The
remove. him.
motion, yeah, we need a motion to remove, I need a motion to remove Adam Bomar from River Hills, and a motion,
I'll make the motion to remove Adam, freeing up that seat.
I'll second that.
all in favor? Alright, now I need a nomination for River Hills Board. Anyone wanna do it?
I'll take it if nobody else wants it.
I don't. I mean, I don't care to do it if you want, cause you've got the
Wendy.
library board. Alright, so I need a motion to appoint
Motion
Wendy,
to
yeah.
appoint Wendy.
Okay.
I'll second.
Wait,
She put Diane on because she wasn't here.
another. Okay, so I
That's
have,
how it works, huh?
That's how I got it.
I have, Johnny White with a motion to appoint myself, Lindy, to the River Hills Board with John Miller seconding it, all in favor? So. All right, anything else?
Yeah, not on the agenda or not, you know, anything, just, for the next meeting, I'd like to get, our vote or I guess, to get the Baker Tilly people started. So whatever we need to do to get that in place, we need to get that going right away, and I'm all for that.
We have a contract from them, have a proposal.
We do?
Mhm.
Okay,
So I can email that to all of you.
okay.
Put it on
And,
put it on the next.
Yeah, so, I'd like to go ahead, I mean, put that on the next agenda, I suppose, and get that underway.
Keeping with that, I would like to ask if we could add a few minutes either before or after for an executive session to talk about, human resources
Human
stuff.
resources.
You're not mopping.
The next meeting is February 14th. I know that that is Valentine's Day. But I do believe that Diane has already made arrangements to have that day off. So if anybody has any,
You need off for that special day.
if you guys are okay doing the meeting, just wanna make sure, let your wives know ahead of time.
Jennifer, do you need a copy of this that
So,
you put
I just wanted
all the
to
names?
Touch base on that, so we knew, since it's Valentine's Day, that
Can you
everyone
do
was
that
still
and
okay
just
to do
email
that.
it to us?
So, February 14th at
Thank you.
5:30.
And what's going on with the EMS, we are finding out anything we can use on the grants to, the ambulance.
Zach is still working on that, and we will have something to vote on the 14th. Yep. All right, if we don't have anything else, I need a motion to adjourn.
Don't make that.
Don't everybody jump at once. And I need a second.
Second.
I'll do Eric. Eric, motion. All in favor?
Unanimous.
All right, we're done.
Yeah, not before they get hot and go bad.